the off channel about anything that's going on, like like no instruments or no sound or whatever.
Hello, hello, hello,
We don't
hello.
have us.
And we're not us. There's us, finally.
We
All
showed
right.
up
We
late.
showed up late, yeah. Welcome to another edition of the Fortnight of Doom with
Season 4, episode
episode
5,
5.
V,
V,
5.
yes, episode V.
And
Yeah.
busted all over?
Yeah, what did that mean?
Well, I wrote that last month when they were doing all this weird stuff with, going out of the government going out of business or whatever it was going to do.
Okay, all right.
You see, and then
Yeah.
it sort of, ended with a whimper, not a bang.
Okay, well, there we go.
So, and given the choice between a whimper and a bang, I'll take a whimper
in a
anytime.
heartbeat, yes.
So anyway, while we're talking about this, we do have two of our favorite musicians
Absolutely.
and friends,
Yes.
Pam and Phil.
Yes.
Collectively
Hello.
We're delighted to be here.
Nice to see you again in this little screen.
Great to see you guys.
live
I-
from Magic Hill.
Magic.
You had so much fun the last time. We're thrilled you wanted to have us back.
Yes. Well, in a heartbeat.
No, you guys are annual.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Or actually, you're perennial. If you're thinking in terms of flowers.
All right.
I made it just for you.
All right, excellent.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah. So, let me see here. Oh,
Okay, it's two falls and then two falls.
yes, that's
Yes.
right. So I gotta go get me an
If we're
instrument.
talking like wrestling here.
Wrestling. Yes. So we'll do a couple things here, and I have to get a couple of things going here, and
And I need to get out of his way.
yeah. Okay. Pick everything.
Now I can
Yeah.
sit up. Okay.
All
This-
right. This is a new one for us. I think we actually have done this.
I think we did this last Fortnight of Doom actually, but it's still fairly new.
So fairly new, yeah. So this is one of those songs that it talks about coming home to some place that you've never been, and it's a wonderful vehicle for just welcoming people that you may or may not know, and doing a proper welcoming. Anyway,
And it's a Scottish song, so it mentions
song, yeah.
bairns,
yeah,
children.
yep.
And we got it from the McCalmans.
The McCalmans, yes, and of course we got the McCalmans from
Mike Harding's Folk Show.
Put a light in the window, your brother's coming home. Set a meal on the table, your brother's coming home. He'll be tired and weary after all these years alone. He's coming home, your brother's coming home.
Coming home to a place he's never been. Coming home to a land he's never seen. Coming home to a family he has never known. Old Jock Thompson's bairns are coming home. Take a bolt from the door, your sister's coming home. Open wide with your arms, your sister's coming home. Don't leave her standing there after all the pain she's known. She's coming home, your sister's coming home.
He's been hounded and afraid.
Your father's coming home.
He's been hounded at the grave.
Your father's coming home.
And put out the act of kindness to be the hope and stone.
He's coming home, your father's coming home. Coming home to a place he's never been. Coming home to a land he's never seen. Coming home to a family he has never known. Old Jock Thompson's bairns are coming home. Bring her in from the cold, your mother's coming home. Set her down by the fire, your mother's coming home. Make her warm, make her welcome before the chance is gone. He's coming home, your mother's coming home.
From Iraq and Somalia,
Your family's coming home.
and from Haiti and Honduras,
Your family's coming home.
seeking bed, seeking refuge that they have never known.
They're coming home, your family's coming home. Coming home to a place they've never been. Coming home to a land they've never seen. Coming home to a family they have never known. Old Jock Thompson's bairns are coming home. Coming home to a place they've never been. Coming home to a land they've never seen. Coming home to a family they have never known. Old Jock Thompson's bairns are coming home. Oh.
Oops, sorry about that. All right. One of those ones. All right.
Now Chris gets to talk while I get another instrument up here.
We have a new instrument now. This one, and this is something that well, again, we got this from the Mike Harding Folk Show, and the song itself is amazing. It's one of those amazing World War I songs that are gorgeous. Another good word, another word to say it, and it's somebody on the front line just being wistful about what might have been, instead of
And what used to be.
and what used to be. And it talks a lot about an English summer, and I remember those English summers, full and bright, and it's called Homeland's Home.
And I don't know whether you can see the harmonium. There's
Yes.
something kind of in.
Yeah.
Oh, it's my notebook. It's
Yeah.
kind of in front of part
Yeah.
of the harmonium.
I'll move the notebook out of the way, but there you go. There's
There
a
you go.
harmonium. Yeah.
So now you can put
Now
it
you
back
put it
now
back
that
so
they've
you can
seen
see
it.
what you're doing. You're right. Okay.
Okay, sound check.
All right. Okay. All right. Cool. Yep. Okay.
It's good I had 2 years of piano lessons when I was a kid.
Yeah, it's more than I did.
Okay.
Behind a trench in Flanders, the sun was dropping low. With tramp and creak and jingle, I heard the gun teams go. And something seemed to mind me, a-dreaming as I lay in my own old Hampshire village at the quiet of the day. Brown thatch and gardens blooming with lily and with rose, and the cool shining river so pleasant where he flows. Wide fields of oats and barley and elderflower like flame, and the sky all gold with sunset, and the horses going home. Home, lads, home, all among the corn and clover. Home, lads, home, when the time for work is over, or there's a rest for horse and man. When the longest day is done and they all go home together at the setting of the sun. Old Captain Prince and Blossom, I see them all so plain, with tasseled ear caps nodding along the leafy lane. There's a bird somewhere calling, and the swallow flying low, and the lads all sitting sideways and singing as they go. Well gone is many a lad now, and many a horse gone too. Of all those lads and horses in those old fields I knew, there's Dick that died at Quincy, and Prince beside the guns, on the red, red road of glory, a mile or two from Mons. Dear lads and shadowy horses, I see them just the same. I see them and I know them, and name them each by name, going down to shining waters when all the west's aglow, and the lads all sitting sideways and singing as they go. Home, lads, home, with the sunlight on their faces. Home, lads, home, to the quiet, happy places. There's rest for horse and man when the hardest fight is done, and they all go home together at the setting of the sun. Home, lads, home, all among the corn and clover. Home, lads, home, when the time for work is over, oh, there's a rest for horse and man. When the longest day is done and they all go home together at the setting of the sun.
Oh, it's beautiful singing.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention, that is from Cicely Fox Smith. That's the words, where the words came from. So, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
beautiful. Thank
Beautiful
you.
song. Very wistful. Boy. Lovely.
I love that song. Okay. Your turn.
You ready for a couple of tunes?
Please.
Yeah, please, yes.
Yeah,
Well, we start with a piece that I composed in Ireland. Pam and I were traveling through northern parts of County Galway, Clare, and ended up at the cottage of an old student of mine who offered this place for us to stay anytime we go to Ireland. And it was such a beautiful place on Loch Mask, overlooking this huge lake, and the moon was rising the first night, full moon. The next day I took my small harp, out into the pasture in front of the cottage and just began to play. and I composed this tune for our patron. It's called Barbara's Cottage. And the tune, traditionally, a tune written for a patron was often followed by a jig. So I did the same thing with this one. We'll go into a jig that is borrowing from the theme of the main piece, a device that Carolyn used often in his harp compositions. And I'm going to be talking about this a bit at our harp camp in August, about how you take a theme and morph it into a jig. Take the essential elements. So see if you hear the similarities between the two tunes while the rhythm changes. Barbara's Cottage. Better get in the right key, like. Okay. Thank you. So, Pam, so we do a medley of jigs?
Sure, another set of jigs.
All right.
These are traditional, not composed.
Traditional Irish jigs, starting with an unusual one in a minor key. We call it If Ever I Marry, but that's only half the title. And due to the sensitive ears of our audience, we won't give the entire title. So, but we'll tell you guys later if you like. So. If Ever I Marry, going into a marvelous couple of jigs. Let's see, Sunday Morning and Mouse in the Cupboard, something like that.
Lovely title, fun tune.
It is often silly and lyrical titles to these wonderful millions of tunes that come out of Ireland. Wait a second. I am finding my way to the right key, which is strange because I was already in the right key. Sorry about that. Okay.
Here we go.
Here we go. Ready, Pammy?
Yep.
jigs for you.
Are you dancing?
Yes.
Huzzah,
Huzzah, huzzah. Lovely. Absolutely marvelous. Okay. Are we going to do our... Oh, yeah, we should actually.
We
shouldn't
should what?
We should do our usual... should we do the...
Yeah, that thing that you're holding on to.
Okay. Oh, hang on. Sorry.
Why don't you get us on screen? They would
Get on
probably
the screen,
then they can
there we
see
go.
your high-tech graphic.
Yeah, it's my high-tech graphic right here. Yes, Folky Inquisition. And by the way, dogs, cats, and other animals and relatives of any of the participants of this show are not eligible for this. So.
Did you hear that, Bo?
Yeah.
I was just talking to Bo,
yes.
the little hound. Okay, yeah. Well, I'm actually recycling. Well, no, I'm not recycling an old one.
No, you're not actually.
But this, I keep on trying to get ones that aren't so obscure that nobody answers them. So this is my attempt at an easy one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who or whom? Who is it? Who is the person who is known to have said? And I really identify with this myself. When you play the 12-string guitar, you spend half your time tuning and the other half playing out of tune.
Now, Dan has actually mentioned this answer like way too many times. So
Here's hoping.
yeah, here's hoping.
But
All
then
right.
again, if it's all fans of theirs and none of ours,
Right.
then then once again I am urinating into the weather. Anyway,
Well, should we
yeah, let's do two of them actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
On that Folky Inquisition,
Yes. You don't get to give the answer.
no, I'm not going to give the answer because I can't remember the name of the guy who came up with it. But it wasn't about the guitar; it was about the harp. The original quote
He adapted it from a harp player.
must have, because that's what they say about harpists. Now, but here's the actual quote, which even harp players get wrong. A harpist spends 90% of their time tuning. No, 90% of their lives tuning, and the other 10% playing out of tune.
Oh, okay. So he
we go.
adapted, and
Yeah.
it's the folk process.
There we go.
Yes,
The whole
indeed.
process. So the answer could be two different things.
Oh God. This is and one of the things that we find in this show is that all sorts of interesting and weird things show up.
Yes.
So, like us.
That's because we know interesting and weird people.
Yeah. All
All
right.
right.
Let's do an interesting and weird song, shall we? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just pick a note somewhere because I don't have.
Give me an F.
Yeah.
I'll give myself an
We have a room full of instruments, and I can't find my. Oh, there we go. Okay. We're doing. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, this is John Ball by Sidney Carter. John Ball was a Lollard or kind of priest who, for his beliefs, I think got drawn and quartered or something because he wasn't the right kind of religion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, who'll be the lady, who will be the Lord, when we are ruled by the love of one another? Who'll be the lady, who will be the Lord, in the life that is coming in the morning? Sing John Ball and tell it to them all. Long live the day that is dawning, and I'll crow like a cock, I'll carol like a lark, for the life that is coming in the morning. Eve is the lady, Adam is the Lord, when we are ruled by the love of one another. Eve is the lady, Adam is the Lord, in the life that is coming in the morning. Sing John Ball and tell it to them all. Long live the day that is dawning, and I'll crow like a cock, I'll carol like a lark, for the life that is coming in the morning. All shall be ruled by fellowship, I say. All shall be ruled by the love of one another. All shall be ruled by fellowship, I say, and the life that is coming in the morning. Sing John Ball and tell it to them all. Long live the day that is dawning, and I'll crow like a cock, I'll carol like a lark, for the life that is coming in the morning. Labor and spin for fellowship, I say. Labor and spin for the love of one another. Labor and spin for fellowship, fellowship, I say, and the life that is coming in the morning. Sing John Ball and tell it to them all. Long live the day that is dawning, and I'll crow like a cock, I'll carol like a lark, for the life that is coming in the morning. Sing John Ball and tell it to them all. Long live the day that is dawning, and I'll crow like a cock, I'll carol like a lark, for the life that is coming in the morning.
All right, there's one.
That's one.
Yeah.
And how's our blend? Are we roughly equal?
I think people have said.
I was
so
asking.
far.
Oh, we haven't heard anything.
I heard one from note from Katrina about my level, which I promptly did. So.
Oh, thank you, Katrina.
Yes, there we go.
All right.
All right.
I guess the Tri-Cities aren't doing a concert tonight. All right, because we've got Katrina. All right. Okay, another song. And by the way, I also wanted to honor Philip's parents because Sidney Carter was quite the friend.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, and this song comes from Gene Ritchie. This is our serious part.
Serious face, right?
Okay, no, this is the one. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's called "Now Is the Cool of the Day."
Which it is.
Yeah, really. Yeah,
Yeah.
We're
Looking
right
out
on time.
Looking out in the garden here, and it's nice and cool. So yes.
My Lord, he said unto me, do you like my garden so fair? You may live in this garden if you keep the grasses green, and I'll return in the cool of the day. Now is the cool of the day. Now is the cool of the day. This earth is a garden, the garden of my Lord. And he walks in his garden in the cool of the day. Then my Lord he said unto me, do you like my garden so pure? You may live in this garden if you keep the waters clean, and I'll return in the cool of the day. Now is the cool of the day. Now is the cool of the day. This earth is a garden, the garden of my Lord, and he walks in his garden in the cool of the day. Then my Lord he said unto me, do you like my pastures so green? You may live in this garden if you will feed my lambs, and I'll return in the cool of the day. Now is the cool of the day. Now is the cool of the day. This earth is a garden, the garden of my Lord, and he walks in his garden in the cool of the day. Then my Lord he said unto me, do you like my garden so free? You may live in this garden if you keep the people free, and I'll return in the cool of the day. Now is the cool of the day. Now is the cool of the day. This earth is a garden, the garden of my Lord, and he walks in his garden in the cool of the day.
Gene Ritchie, yeah.
Actually, from the singing of Teresa Morgan,
Yeah.
originally for me.
That's right. That's yeah, I think that's where I heard it first too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
Beautiful. Thank
Beautiful.
you.
You know, I remember hearing Gene Ritchie sing that.
Oh,
The
yeah?
first I ever heard that song, and it was the first time we ever met her. Pam and I were at the Black Swamp Dulcimer Festival, the early days of our touring.
Uh-huh.
And there was Gene Ritchie on stage, and she sang that song. I never ever forgot it. It absolutely struck me right here. So
That was
that's
really-
a song I'll never forget.
Really special. Wonderful that you sang
Yeah.
it for us today. Thank you.
That's great.
Well, cool. All right. So
Do we have any answers on
I have
the,
an answer. Let me just check.
on the Fokian quiz
position.
issue?
Okay, nobody is yelling at me on there, but I have from Ann Robinson. If you make it through the pearly gates, you'll have eternity to tune both the 12-string and the harp.
Hi.
I just like that.
Well, I was thinking more on the level that the angels play the harps up
Yeah.
there, and the 12-string gets played down below.
I know, but you know what? Based on what Philip said and what I know what the answer would be. I actually like that answer better.
Okay.
So we'll call that the answer. So yes,
Really?
yes, I think so. Yeah,
It's good. I mean, it's a great answer. It's not the answer, but it's an answer.
yeah, okay.
Okay. Well, then what is the name of
Keeping
this
with Ann,
person?
Yeah, this
another
one
person
person
of that.
is Ann Robinson.
Ann Robinson, if you will put your terrestrial address in the chat,
Yeah.
our shipping department, which is really slow, will send you something from our hoard of crappy merchandise.
There we go. Yes.
You
yeah.
will get a CD or a button or
something.
that,
Yeah.
that I hope will make your day.
Yeah.
Do you know where Ann Robinson lives? She's all the way in Newport News,
Virginia.
Virginia.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Carry
gonna
me
have to
back to old Virginia.
Yeah. Well, and let's see what else we got going here. See, Karen Allen is here, and these are people I don't know. So Ruth Peterson saying hi, Pam and Phil. So yeah, and a bunch of other people. Cool. All right. Well, would you grace us with some more music, please?
Yes. Well, you inspired me with that last song for me to play one of my compositions called The Quiet Garden.
Cool.
And I don't really need to say much about it other than it's a good follow-up to the song you guys just sang.
Good.
Cool. Here we go.
No. There you have it.
Very nice indeed.
God, the color can listen.
So we think we'll, yeah. And I had planned that piece, in fact, because of this beautiful weather we're having and Pam's lovely, beautiful flower gardens outside. It made me think I should play the quiet garden. And here you guys did that song, and I said, well, that's the answer to what's the next piece we're going to play. So we're going to play another tune here, a medley called, we call the medley Ballymacaldrick. It's a beautiful tune that was written by an Irishman who's but an accordion player. And I was so smitten by this piece that I was determined to learn how to play it. Even though this is a BC button accordion, which is almost impossible to play, and the tune is in the key of A, which makes it 10 times harder. So I spent about half a year learning how to play the darn tune, but it's one of my favorites. I'm going to proceed it with an air that I wrote, Looking Out Over the Blaskets. And long story, but
It's okay.
we don't need to tell the story. I'll play for you the air on the A whistle, but you can imagine that we've just missed the last ferry going out to the Blaskets
For the third time.
for the third time. And we're sitting on the bluff looking out. It's a bit of a misty day, but off in the distance you can see the Skelligs to the south. You know, the Blaskets are off the Dingle Peninsula. We're talking about west coast of Ireland. And off in the distance we can see the Skellig Islands rising majestically out of the sea, 8 miles off the coast to the Ring of Kerry. So that's kind of the image. And there, I'll take you off with the Blasket air into Ballymacaldrick, and then we'll end off with a couple of reels.
very nice.
What a nice combination of
Yeah.
peaceful and sprightly.
And all those instruments.
Thank
Yes,
you.
indeed.
Yeah.
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 I was saying to Chris, while you were playing several different instruments, it's good that he's such a nice guy, or else I'd hate him for being so good at so many instruments.
Yeah, I agree. Actually.
Anyway,
What do
um,
you need
I
to
think
do
it's
now?
toast time. We would like you to get something that's drinkable, and we'll do a toast sometime soon.
Yeah, but we'll do one now. So yeah, cool.
Oh no, let's wait until they can drink with
Yeah.
us.
They may not
We're
be able
gonna.
to. Yeah.
So yeah, he's gonna go get something
There we go.
libationist,
Yeah.
and in the meantime, we would like to let you know that in the chat in both YouTube and
Facebook.
Facebook, that other thing, yeah, is their address for PayPal. And as we said earlier, and this was really actually Rob kind of got us going on this part of it, is that one of the reasons to do the Fortnight of Doom is to get funnel some money towards our favorite musicians.
Yes.
Back, this was particularly when they couldn't get within 6 feet of an audience, but still, we're still kind of trailing off from all that, and we aren't traveling as much as we used to. So
Yeah, and
please donate early and often.
we feel it's still necessary.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
and it's also just a wonderful way to hang out with our friends
Exactly.
without having to pay for the ferry boat.
You can come anytime by ferry.
Actually, I haven't heard from them officially, but Olala is not happening this year.
I haven't seen anything about it yet. What was the old Bluegrass Festival then morphed into the Americana Festival.
Right, we always saw you there, Chris. That was right.
We used to see you there.
I took over the Olala. It was the last year because I took it over from Rob when he passed, from my
Right.
friend Rob Folsom, and
Our
so
friend Rob Folsom.
I did, yeah, everyone's friend really.
Our
Our friend.
forever.
Yes.
Yeah,
So I
for us.
did the last Bluegrass Festival, and then that was then after that it changed to the Americana Festival, and I've done it ever since. So, but
Yeah.
skipping a year by the looks of things. So yeah. So,
Uh,
yeah. Anyway.
okay, well, we have one other thing to do
Yeah,
before the
right.
toast, and
Oh, yeah.
yesterday was Chris's birthday.
I'm officially a senior citizen now.
Yes, he can now go apply for Medicare.
Yeah.
Anyway, and so I picked up this present. Actually, the author talked me into buying this. And I hope she's as good a writer as she is a saleswoman. Anyway, and I was going to take it to our gig at the Couth Buzzard a week ago, Friday, but then it seemed kind of weird to bring a book to a bookstore. Besides, I spaced it out. And then the next day, I forgot to bring it to our gig at the Edmonds Art Festival. And so anyway, so finally, this is a present for oops. Welcome to America. Welcome home for immigrants. To my favorite immigrant.
Ah, yes.
Hey, bravo.
Okay. So anyway, so are we ready to drink?
Yes, actually, what's it?
Betcha.
The more you butcher English words, the more you speak them correctly. Ha! Okay, I'm going to love this.
All
All
right.
right, yes.
I think
Yeah.
that's supposed to be for people who didn't grow up speaking English.
Well,
but-
I'm bilingual. I
Right,
speak
you-
English and American.
Right. Okay. So anyway, raise your glasses or hot. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Sharing
Yes.
is caring.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So to music and friendship.
Absolutely, to music and friendship. Yes. And Karen Allen says, and this is great news actually, Al's Grocery on the waterfront is open again. So,
Yes.
Yes.
They serve great pizza.
yes.
Other kinds of things as well. Coming over, we'll meet you down there. Bring your instruments. We should share a tune, huh?
Not only that, they've got a whole bunch of really good beers on tap down there.
Yeah.
You're on.
We should arrange that in some fashion. I think that'd be cool.
Yes. A date and time.
The date and time.
We'll work
we will
out.
do that. Yes. For those of you who don't know, Al's Grocery on down on the waterfront in Olala got trashed. What, twice? Is that correct? It burned down. and then something bad happened again, and it was just due to the fortitude of the family and and the neighbors who basically managed to bring it back against all odds. So yeah,
Kind of like the CNP and the Couth
CNP
Buzzard.
and the Couth Buzzard. There we go.
If you do something important that people will appreciate, you'll
Yes.
keep going.
Right, exactly. Cool.
So,
Right. So at this point, if you guys would mute, we're going to show a video, which is what we normally do. This particular one is actually not us because I decided to not do that because I scoured the internet and YouTube specifically, and I happened to find a video from 2012 of you guys at on doing something for Classical King FM.
98.1 in Seattle.
So, yeah. So anyway, here it is. I got to do my little sharing screen thing here because I rather liked it. It was good. So here we go, and off we go. And I'm going to mute this. There we
There she
go.
is. Now she's, and actually she's almost all on screen now.
Yeah, let me just get rid of this here.
Yeah, I was going to try to back channel you that you're mostly on screen, Pamela. We're just missing your left arm.
Oh, no, I'm just sitting on the side.
Yeah. She's
Now,
not.
no false modesty, please.
Yeah.
I'm just sort of on the side here, so I can, do things that I need to, like mute or get rid
There we go.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's like-
yeah. That was a particularly nice video. It was great.
Yeah.
All
All kinds of little details and things.
details, and the camera wandered all over the place.
Yeah.
That was really nice. So yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of us, isn't it now? Isn't it?
So we are degrading on into humor now,
Yes.
or maybe
Or
maybe
or
maybe
attempt-
ascending. I don't know. We'll find out soon. Am I going to actually hear the bass?
Oh,
Or
you might want. I'll turn it on. Okay, go for it.
okay, I can actually hear it.
You
Okay,
got it, yeah.
that sounds good.
Okay.
This is a Les Barker adaptation of a rather famous song,
Yes.
and Michael, what's his last name? Michael from the Sea Shanty Crowd.
Right, yeah.
Originally,
Yeah, and I added another verse because there weren't enough verses. So
yeah, I did that with the other song.
I did the other one too. Yeah.
With the other one we're going to do later.
Yeah, exactly.
He's
Okay.
becoming quite the songwriter.
Well, at least I'm just inventing bits that go on the end of songs. So. Okay,
Okay, I get to start.
there you go. We look for the sloop John A. We look for it all day. Around Nassau town we did roam. A man on the pier said it wasn't here. We didn't find it, and then we went home. So
Where can the John A be? Maybe the A's at sea. We had a look around, then we went home.
Then
We went home.
We went
Home.
We
Didn't find it.
and then we went home. So the first mate was not there. Maybe he was elsewhere. Maybe he was on board the sloop John A. Wherever he was, we didn't meet him because we
Didn't find it, and then we went home.
So
Where can the John A be? Maybe the A's at sea. We had a look around, then we went home.
Then we went home.
Home.
We had to go
home. We didn't find it,
and
then we went home.
So the day was a non-event. It seemed the A had went. Then they told us that there's another called B. There, B. B was okay. I had my heart set on A.
We didn't find it,
and
then we went home.
So
Where can the John A be? Maybe the A's at sea. We had a look around, then we went home.
Then we went home.
Home.
We had to go
home. We didn't find it,
and
then we went home.
Then I found a sloop called Sea, which in this reality really should not be here at all. Really not my call. So we went to the mall.
We didn't find it, and then we went home.
So
Where can the John A? Where can the John A be? Maybe the A's at
we
sea.
had a good look
Round, then we went home. Then we went home. Then we went home.
We
Didn't find it, and then we went home. my debut as a bass player on that song a few months back. So now we get to,
What are we doing now?
you get to put that away and
Oh,
take
yeah.
this,
Oh,
and I
that,
get to
right,
get my
yes.
guitar.
Yeah.
And in honor of Phil's background as a blues player, we're going to do a blues.
Is it blues? It's not really blues.
Yes, of course it is.
Oh, okay.
The Greg Brown song that my dear friend John Sweetland in Richland gave me a cassette of 30 years ago or something like that. Way back, maybe 40 years, a long time ago.
Can you play some chords for a second?
Now, isn't that blues?
Yeah.
That's blues. Okay. Anyway, this is called Slow Food, and this is actually Greg Brown, who wrote this, does this song totally different now, 40 years later,
Yeah,
for some
exactly.
reason. Probably because he got bored with the old version or something. But this is our protest song.
Mm-hmm.
You got to do at least one protest song per set, or else you lose your license as a folk singer.
Yeah.
So it's called Slow Food. And actually, shortly after John sent me that tape, or gave me that tape, I found out that there is such a thing as a international slow food movement. Started, of course, in Italy.
Of course.
Of course.
Yeah. Huh.
So here we go. Some people want that fast food, 2 minutes, and they grouch. But give me ham-baked all day long and help me to the couch. Help me to the sofa, put some lazy music on. I like to think of that ham long after it is gone. I want some slow food. Gravy and mashed potatoes. Bring me some of that slow food to slowly infiltrate us. I don't want that McDonald's. I want a cook and not a clown. Bring me some slow soup or stew and I'll slowly eat it down. I don't want no food with funny names, no neon on a sign. A man can't live on packaging and conceptual design. Bring me some of that slow food, slow meats and sauce and pasta. Bring me that slow food. Well, I don't need it no faster. Let's start it cooking in the morning. Let it simmer, let it rise. We get homemade hot, fresh bread and soup and chicken pies. Let the juices run together with the spices and the greases and improve by slow osmosis and absorption and synthesis. Bring me that slow food. Oh yeah, I want some slow food. Let someone else go to Burger King. The Colonel's carry out. I want my food to know itself before it knows my mouth. I don't. Here we go. Start out a little early and put it in the oven. Take a little time for some talking and some loving. I want that slow food. Oh yeah, bring me some of that slow food. Well, I'll be waiting right down here for some of that slow food. Just bring it to me. I want that slow food. All right, and here we are, turning our backs on the audience.
As always.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. Where are we at?
Where we're at? I think we're at your house.
Yes. That's right. We are at we're at my house. Yes, that's correct.
In his temporary studio, with
my
what
temporary studio,
used to be
yes.
the dining room.
Used to be the dining room.
And there's
at
so
this
much
point.
stuff piled up that I can't lower the Murphy bed because
Yeah.
I'm still threatening to do one song from the Murphy bed that he built in over there.
We're doing a lot of renovations, putting an apartment in the house, and my new studio is out back. So we're which would be lovely when I actually have it in about a year.
Well, it's there, and the building's
Oh, the
there.
building's there, but I got
It's
too
got a
much
nice
to do.
door with glass panes
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
just see it
Oh,
right
wow.
there. Nice paint job on it, whatever that is.
No, it'll actually be an honest to goodness real studio, and I've designed and built 3 or 4 of them, studios that is, and this will be I don't know, probably be my last studio that I'll design. So
Happy
nice.
cherry season, everybody.
There we
I've
go,
been
yes.
binging.
Yeah. About you, but I don't know about you guys, but my raspberries are starting to come through as well, and strawberries. Yeah, yeah. Let's see here. Did you want to do another not a folk inquisition, but a?
Oh, right.
Yes,
You were
right.
right.
Yes.
Yeah. As I said, I've been having trouble being kind of busy and not having thought up a folk inquisition question. So I thought I would substitute a recommendation of several bands I've been listening to, both of which I heard first on the Mike Harding Folk Show.
And if you don't know what we're talking about, if you just go to, if you just Google or Bing Mike Harding Folk Show, you'll get to his webpage. And it is an uncommonly fabulous, amazing. Basically, he put on a folk show, basically from a shed in his garden. And previous to that, he'd done a whole series with BBC4, I think.
And he's also a performing musician.
He's an amazing performing musician.
Yeah, Rob Neisler, our emeritus brother,
Yes.
found this and turned us on to the
Yeah.
last fall,
Last
or was
fall,
it the
something
fall
like that,
before?
yeah,
I think it was the fall, whenever it was.
Yeah.
And we got on there at about episode 304.
Yeah.
And when he came to 309, he said, "Well, I'm packing it in."
Yeah. So unfortunately, but the episodes are still out there, and it is an amazingly rich and wonderful repository of folk music, a lot of which I'd never heard, and you're hearing some of the stuff that we came up with that we found there. Yeah.
I need to remember to let Jim Page know that a couple of, I think on 39, on episode 38 or 39, he played Roy Bailey doing Collateral Damage, Jim Page's song.
Oh, wow.
Mentioned Jim Page by name.
Wow, that's that. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
wow.
that's yeah.
Wow. Local boy makes good.
There we go.
Anyway, so yeah, no, it's really has been quite an experience. And 2 of the bands that I've found, and I kind of considered to be sort of British grunge folk, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, no, it's actually I would say if you're it's really punk, not
Yeah.
grunge. Yeah. So
Well, something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
one of them has just a name almost as good as the Whateverly Brothers, which is Merry Hell. And they're just wonderful.
fabulous.
They've got about 8 albums out, and I've been listening to their newest one a lot.
Yeah.
And there's just some wonderful songs. Actually, there's 2 songs on that album that Chris wants us to learn now.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yep.
And the other one is Faustus, Faustus, just like Dr. Faust.
Yeah.
But I have a warning. There are 2 bands using that name. One of them, of them is a Norwegian death metal band.
So what?
And I mean, if you're into death metal, I guess they're good for, you know. I tend to shower with music with my little Bluetooth speaker, and so I punched into my phone Faustus, and it was just outrageous. I got to shower to that about 2 weeks ago, and it was really pretty disconcerting. Sally said, "What the hell are you listening to?" And I had to get out of the shower. I mean, I didn't want to interrupt my shower. So anyway, but Faustus, they do some amazing stuff. And the first thing I heard was a just totally kicking the butt version of the Hog's Eye Man, which is not on their album, but you can find it. You can search it. But they have one album out that just has some amazing stuff, including another kicking of the posterior regions version of the chanty "One More Day."
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you
Oh,
probably-
and I not Faustus, but the other band, I found a bunch of tunes I really liked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
but
those are our recommendations.
Yeah, and Homeland's Home is actually from the one of the second song that we did. Is we found there again, and that was done by Balthazar, and a duo called Balthazar, and Unfortunately, not long ago, the gentleman who sang it, Paul Sartin, just passed away. And
Wow.
yeah, I know, just an astonishing song. All right, speaking of astonishing songs, how about you regale us, please? Would you like to do some more, please?
Yeah. How about a song
I
from
think
Philip?
maybe we might have bored them into sleep. I think.
We probably might.
Talking to us?
Yes,
Yes.
go ahead.
Go
No, no, no.
ahead.
It's been fun. What's that?
Yeah, it's good, Philip. It's good.
Well, after your last ramble, I was trying to decide between a silly song or a Norwegian tune. But I've decided on the silly song. This is a song that I wrote when Pam and I were camping at Claylock last summer, and we just had the most glorious time. We got this nice big tent and a big blow-up bed, and they were camping as if we're really camping, but more like you're living in a miniature palace. And it's loads of fun. We're there, and you can hear the waves crashing in the distance, and I had my little uke guitar with me, and just began playing around the campfire. And this tune came back to me from my old blues days. And I couldn't think what the song was. So I said, what the heck? I'll just start writing my own words. And that became the Claylock song. I lost my sock down by Claylock, but don't knock my Claylock, 'cause it's my favorite place by the sea. That's all right by me. My wife, you know, she's so nice. She found my sock down by Claylock. She said, it's right there under your chair. She knows everything, you can be sure. I won't leave home without her. Claylock, Claylock, Claylock. Ca-la-la-lay-o, ca-la-lay, ca-la-lay-o-lay. Didn't warn you about that part. My wife, love of my life, said I shouldn't spend so long writing silly songs. So I did some meditation, a little spiritual edification. I may not be the smartest fish in the sea, but I'll get wise eventually. Claylock, Claylock, Claylock. Ca-la-la-lay-o, ca-la-lay, ca-la-lay-o-lay-o-lay. Now yodeling's mighty fine. You should give it a try sometime. Here's a little tip. If you want it. Knock, knock. From Claylock. Who's there? Little old lady. Little old lady who? Little old lady who? I didn't know that you could yodel too. That is good for you. Claylock, Claylock, Claylock. Everybody now. Little old lady, oh, little lady, hey, little lady, oh, lady. I thought that was going to be the end of my song, until the day I had to take care of little Freya, all by myself. I was a little nervous about this, but my daughter said, "Daddy, don't you worry. She'll tell you what to do." Boy, was that ever true. Freya, little Deva, she's a Valkyrie, powerful as can be. She's a beauty, my little cutie. She's the sweetest child in the world. She's my little girl. Freya, Freya, Freya. Freya, a lady, oh, Freya, lady, hey, Freya, lady, oh, lady. Hold on now, not quite through. Hunter needs a verse too. Hunter rides a tractor, sitting on his daddy's lap. Then he takes a nap. He's a farmer, a little charmer, king of the fairies, quick as a dart, gladdens every heart. Hunter, oh, brought Hunter laddie, oh, Hunter laddie, hey, Hunter laddie, oh, thought that was going to be the end of my song. Until we got a new little furry friend coming to live with us. You might hear him barking out there in his pen outside the back door because he's getting a little upset about the fact that we've been leaving him outside so long during this concert. But the fact is, we lost our dear Galahad a year ago last Mother's Day. A long time without until finally we just came upon this little pup we couldn't resist. Oh, I think you just got a little whiff of him there. Hope it doesn't knock over the computer or my heart. Hey, settle, boy. Vivian, I'm in love again. Whoa! Whoa! And it's chaos in here. He's almost knocked over the computer. Oh, he couldn't be cuter. Oh my gosh. Well, that verse went out the window. But anyway, Finian, Finian, Finian. Finia doggy, oh, doggy, doggy, oh, lady. Finia, settle down. Springtime, such a sweet time. For 44 long years, we've been gone on tours. I want to stay home, no more to roam. We're so happy just to be here with you. Hope that you are too. Everybody. Galileo, 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 that is now the end of my song. Hope it weren't too long.
Talk about being upstaged.
God, yes.
I've been wanting to see your puppy in motion. I've seen lots of wonderful still pictures.
Yeah.
I hope you're recording this because that was a one-of-a-kind take, man. I'm
There
telling
we go. No, actually, it is. If you just go to the to our YouTube channel, it'll be there. And if you want a copy of it, I will pull it down and get it to you.
you. Sounds
Yes,
good.
yeah, all of our shows are archived on YouTube.
So yeah, yep.
Fantastic.
Right, here's a wild dulcimer song for you. Pick us up a little bit. Are we still here?
Yes.
Also, I should while you're doing that, should mention that. Let's see here. Margaret Rose, Hancock, and Phil say hi.
Oh, Margaret.
Yeah.
Hi,
So,
Margaret.
yeah.
And once again, remember that you can go to PayPal
Yep.
and enrich these nice people.
Yes, indeed.
And validate them monetarily,
Yes, indeed.
which they deserve.
Yeah.
These
And,
2 minutes we're still
you do,
standing. So can we throw out a wild tune for you?
please.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Here's
Here
a
we
medley
go.
of reels. We call these the Heather Breeze. There you go.
Lovely. That's
Well, you hit some bass notes there on that harp that kind of made my backbone vibrate. It was really nice.
yeah.
And the dulcimer. That low A, by the way, is a full third below the lowest.
It was on the dulcimer.
Ah, yes.
Okay, my mistake.
Well, you heard him on the harp, but this is the lowest I go.
Okay, it was the dulcimer.
Yeah.
Okay, shows you what I know. But it was almost like it was on a fuzz tone or something. I didn't know you had a fuzz box, feeding me from the dulcimer. Well, we're going to do one song and then have you do one song. We would like to let our folks out there in internet land know that when we go offline with the regular show, there will be a short after party on Zoom. And Chris, I think, has already pinned,
I will shortly.
will shortly, after we finish this song, we'll pin the Zoom address so you can Zoom along with us and do a little howdy.
I know that those guys have to be. You have to be at a gathering at 7. From what
Yeah, you You have about
So
15 minutes.
we'll have some time to hang out. Yeah.
Exactly. So
But we'll have a little time for
have a
howdies.
little time for howdies. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Well, this song reflects the fact that back in, I guess, about 1970, Merle Haggard had a big hit with "I'm Proud to Be an Okie from Muskogee,"
Uh-huh.
which was sort of a challenge to the counterculture.
Uh-huh.
And so Jesse Colin Young and the Youngbloods decided to answer. And actually, I think the original version of this song used Merle Haggard's tune, but I think somebody's lawyer got on to that, and so they now have a different a different tune. Olema is a little town right at the north end of the Point Reyes National Seashore in California. It is a cute little town, and they originally wrote, "I'm proud to be a hippie from Olema."
Right.
But I thought we should make this a little more local
Yes.
or regional, so I changed the title to another location. How about the key of A?
Right.
Well, I'm proud to be a hippie from Hump Tulips, where we're friendly to the squares and all the saints straights. We still take in strangers if they're ragged, and we can't think of anyone to hate. We don't watch commercials in Hump Tulips. We don't buy the plastic crap they sell. We still wear our hair long like folks used to, and we bathe often, therefore we don't smell. Well, I'm proud to be a hippie from Hump Tulips, where we're friendly to the squares and all the straights. We still take in strangers if they're ragged, and we can't think of anyone to hate. We don't throw our beer cans on the highway. We don't slight someone 'cause they're black. We don't spill our oil out on the ocean, 'cause we love birds and fish too much for that. Well, I'm proud to be a hippie from Hump Tulips, where we're friendly to the squares and all the straights. We still take in strangers if they're ragged, and we can't think of anyone to hate. Let's try it on the key.
I know. I'm sorry about that. Yeah.
We're getting ready to do the verse that Chris wrote. We think the world could be a little kinder. Be nice to folks you meet out on the street. And dignity for others is important, so we give a smile to all the folks we meet. Well, I'm proud to be a hippie from Hump Tulips, where we're friendly to the squares and all the straights. We still take in strangers if they're haggard. In Hump Tulips, planet Earth, the Milky Way.
All right. I wandered through that.
Yes.
Somewhat
Some of the times we
ungraciously.
were playing the same chords.
At some point we were.
Okay, so we're going to ask our sweet friends here,
Yeah.
Magical Strings, to play us out at the end of. Oh, let's see. Do we have anything to announce? Or do we? Let's see. We're doing the Lavender Festival at, I believe, 11:30 in the bloody morning.
Sunday.
On Sunday the 23rd, I think, of
23rd,
July.
yes, okay.
I think something
And,
like
yeah.
that. Look up the Lavender Festival and
Right,
look up their.
that would be in Squim.
That would be in
And,
Squim, yes,
yes,
indeed.
and then,
We will be at the Port Townsend Wooden Boat Festival at an undetermined time
Right.
because the guy who books it hasn't booked it yet,
Hasn't booked us yet. Yeah, that's
yeah,
right.
or
So,
hasn't
yeah.
at least told me.
Yeah,
Anyway, we may or may not take a couple of months off from the Fortnight of Doom. We're still kind of fighting that one out.
Yeah.
So you can always look on our Facebook page and
Yes.
find out what we are doing or not doing.
Yes, and we'll mention it on our occasional email announcements as well.
There is
So,
that
yes,
too.
Yeah, exactly.
And if
exactly.
you would like to be on our email list, contact us through
Yeah.
I guess through Facebook. I guess.
You can send us that or info@thewhateverlybrothers.com. That'll
Indeed.
work as well.
Okay.
And that's our actual email address.
That is,
so when it
isn't
comes
it?
through. It is, yes.
We have an email address.
We have an
We
email
just don't
address.
have a website at the moment.
Well, let's
It's
not go there.
the shoemaker's child goes barefoot,
Cobbler's
and the
children,
IT person's band doesn't have a website. So there you go.
All
All right,
right.
I'm going to stop talking because I really would much rather listen to Phil and Pam
Yeah.
play something.
So please take us out with one last one, please.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. This is the best tune to take you out with, but just wanted to mention that it is St. John's Tide today, which is a festival they do celebrate in the Scandinavian countries. So I thought I'd play something from my Norwegian roots. And on the penny whistle, the one that is most like the tussefløyte, which is the Norwegian version of the penny whistle, essentially, or recorder-like, made out of wood. Now, people are often wondering when they hear that I have Scandinavian roots, well, we thought you were Irish. Well, I have a special story about that. We were in Ireland one time, going down the back roads of Cork, trying to find this lake that was by the sea. And we're wandering down this road, what is supposedly a two-lane road, looks like one lane. And we come across somebody walking up the other direction. This lovely woman, looked like to be in her mid-50s, and so we stopped to ask her, do you know where such and such lake is? And she said, well, yeah, you just follow this road on down, you'll come right to it. Are you looking for ancestors? And because you could tell our accent, we weren't Irish, or by looking at us. And so I said to her, well, no, not actually. In fact, I'm sorry to say that my ancestors were the Vikings and the Brits, who gave you Irish a really hard time. I really apologize. And she looked at me squarely with the kindest expression, and she said, that's all right, lad. We've forgiven you for all that. And I wanted to get out of the car and just kiss her feet. She was so sweet about it. Anyway, so going back to Norway, here's a tune from the tussefløyte, a lovely dance melody.
Celebrate the day.
To celebrate the day, and by the way,
Solstice, yeah.
tussefløyte translates to mean gnome flute. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for being here. And this has been a lovely afternoon.
Yes.
Yes.
And now you can, those of you out there in internet land,
Right.
can look for the Zoom address that
Yes. Yeah.
that
I just posted
Chris
it
has
in the
pinned.
chat. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then we shall meet on the other side,
Yes.
as it were.
So thanks again, and we'll see you the next time, whatever that is. But we'll be back, and I'm just going to now take us off of the live bit